Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Last video of the day, hope you're okay. Thank you for joining me once again. Well, I wanted to talk about YouTube. A little bit about my experience of YouTube. Personally, in my life, it's been a blessing. Online, I've got to meet some wonderful people that I consider friends. They turn out virtual friends at first, and then you meet them. Well, I've also got a good collection of subscribers as well. A community that we've built up over the last 4 years. I get emails from people all the time. Some of you are friends, and together we've helped people less advantaged than us and actually done some good. I could think of examples over Christmas time, helping people with bills and all that sort of thing. And in my own life, you know, prior to YouTube, I was working in my car probably 60 to 70 hours a week. Hardly saw my family, and when I come home, I was too damn tired to do anything but sleep and wait until the next shift. Well, an event happened in 2020 which we all know about, and I thought, well, I've had this YouTube channel for years. Let's see if I can do something with it. And, you know, here we are now, where we are, doing very well. And I appreciate all of your support, each and every one of you. And in business terms as well, it's very good as well. There's a fairly well-known YouTube gamer called Sunday. He's got the most annoying laugh I've ever heard in my life, but he's one of these blokes and the kids love him. And I remember him doing a similar video, and he said what YouTube has allowed him to do is provide work to other people. And, you know, start a business, give people jobs, put food on their tables. And that's what YouTube has allowed me to do. You know, I've got 5 other blokes who have been taxi drivers for years, and it's not an easy game anymore. To be honest, I wouldn't recommend anybody coming into it unless you really were very lucky. And they were struggling with school runs, struggling with circuit work, and I managed to provide them all a reasonable living, getting them to do airport stuff. And, you know, that makes me feel good because I can put food on their table, help feed their families, and in return they help me be with mine and feed mine. It's a mutual relationship. So YouTube can be ever such a blessing if you know, are lucky enough. But it does have a dark side. Sounds like Star Wars, doesn't it? A dark side. Everything has a dark side. If you are not mentally strong, if you have any chinks in your armour, then you need to do one or two things. Don't do it, or toughen up, and quickly. Because when you do videos, and when you get somewhat of a profile, people start paying attention. You attract all manner of people. Now, I've attracted my friends, you know, and you also attract people who have nefarious intent, but they don't seem to be. They don't seem to at the time. It's only later on, when you get to know and get talking, that everything becomes clear. At the end of the day, until you meet people, until you communicate with people, you don't really know them, and that can really trip you up on YouTube. Now, YouTube is ever so tribal. We're influenced by the other YouTube creators we work with on a daily basis, when we look out for each other, and we also have a fair amount of influence over the people that listen to us. And if there's any nefarious goings on, can be a very dangerous concoction which can affect somebody's mental health quite severely. About 2 or 3 years ago, I was right in the middle of this myself. There was a collection of people on YouTube and on Twitter as well who wanted to take me out, and this culminated in me doing a very explosive live stream, and I completely lost my temper, called out a load of people, made a complete arse out of myself, but I did feel better afterwards. And I realised then, you've got to not show weakness, not show them that you react to things, and just carry on doing what you want to do with your channel. You know, the biggest advice I could give somebody, if they try and push your buttons, ignore them. Because what they're doing, like a school ground bully, is looking out for a reaction, and when they get one, they'll carry on, and then it'll be again and again and again. But every now and again, that basic push button reaction reflex turns into unwarranted harassment, and that's where you have to be mentally strong, because when people gang up on you, particularly online, as I said, it's very tribal. It can cause all manner of problems, and your whole channel, your whole worth online is distracted from your original goals, and it's quite disturbing. Now, the advice I can give is record absolutely everything, because when you get to a point where you're trying to firefight and when you're trying to end it, people tend to forget where the whole issue started to begin with, and they pick it up in the middle or at the end. Make a choice which could not necessarily be the correct one. So record absolutely everything. Every time a video's done, record it. There's tools online where you can take snippets of videos. Whenever anybody writes something about you on social media, record it. Whenever there's a video where the content is solely about you, record it. Because what this does, it records a pattern of evidence of harassment, evidence of stalking, evidence of cyberbullying, and all this builds a file which you can use if you need to take further action down the line. It can be very powerful. And the other advice I have is make sure your local police department know who you are. Kent Police, that's my local jurisdiction. They know who I am, because when I had my trouble, somebody tried to dox me, and I dealt with that quickly, because at the end of the day, it's my wife and kids, and you don't know the lengths I'll go to protect my wife and kids like any other family man. I went down to the local police station, and I registered myself down there, and I explained to them what I am, what I do, and what happened. And every now and again I have a little conversation with them. It's worth doing. Check in. Put your protection in place. In your home, make sure you got cameras covering your property, because at the end of the day, people start recognising you. I get it very occasionally where I walk down the street and somebody recognises me. These are all little tidbits I've learned over time to protect myself and my loved ones from harm. And I hope my little piece of advice, for what it's worth, helps one of you too, if you're a budding YouTuber or you're just getting started. Because if it's out of control, people can try and destroy your reputation, they can try and destroy your worth and take away everything you worked so hard to build. But really, the main thing which will stop it all dead in its tracks, ignore them. Anyway, hope that's useful to somebody. Let me know what you think in the comments, particularly if you're a YouTuber yourself. It's not discussed enough, and there's not the support there, I don't think, which is so desperately needed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share me on social media. I'd appreciate it. As always, I look forward to talking to you again soon. Toodaloo.